I want to raise a really important point regarding the Rapture channels, and I want to use this person's channel and video to make my point. This is a guy I just came across, but he's got 350,000 subs plus, and he made this video that popped up on my feed because of the algorithm. These are the last days, and of course I'm intrigued by those statements whenever I see them, because the Rapture channels fall into their own miry pit. Their fan club demands that they tell them every single day, you're going to get out of here soon. And by soon, they mean within days or weeks or maybe a few months from now. Constantly. That's the reason people watch their channels. If they didn't say that, nobody would watch their channels. They can't say things like, hey, be ready because Jesus could come back at any time and rapture you away. Could be today. Could be a long time from now, but it might be today. Just be ready. They can't even say that because that's not good enough for the Rapture Club. The Rapture Club wants you to tell them, no, it will be anytime really soon in the next few months. And so we all know this. And so the problem is that months and months and months and then years pass, and they have to eventually explain to their audience, like, hey, what I said about soon back then 3 years ago or whatever, I didn't really mean soon in the sense that you think I meant soon. I meant soon in the sense that God means soon, which of course then leads you to say, well, wait a minute though, trillions of years is soon to God. So are you saying we could have lots and lots more time before the rapture? Oh, no. I believe based on the signs that we have just, a few weeks or months left at most. And back they go again into the cycle. They dig this hole themselves and then they jump into it. And they invite all their fans to jump into it with them. And their fans are happy to jump into it with them. They like this sort of thing. It's a shot in the arm, some kind of drug that they live on to get through their day. I mean, I'm not making this up. This is literally what these people say in the comments on these videos. So let me just demonstrate this here for a second with this video. I'm going to let him talk here, and he's clearly an intelligent guy. I don't know a thing about him. I don't know what his overall eschatology is. I don't know what type of church he attends, or I guess he's Father Spyridon, so I guess maybe a Episcopalian or Catholic, but whatever. It doesn't matter. He says exactly what the Rapture channels say about this subject.
Many of us can have a very distorted sense of time. Our experience of the years of our life can create a false sense of where we are in the order of things, in the order of God's plan, in the order of human history itself. Our experience of even a single year when we're young can be very different to when we grow older. And so when people are warned that we are living in the last days, they may often sneer. They may say, well, I've heard this before. People have been saying this for decades, even for centuries. And of course, those people who have been saying it for centuries are right. They were right. I'm 60 years old. And so it takes just 33 times my lifetime to go back 2,000 years. 33 of my lifetime. My life seems like the blink of an eye. But just 33 times what I've lived takes us back to the time of the Incarnation. End to end, my lifetime, 33. The blink of an eye.
So I can't disagree with all those statements that life is a vapor. It goes by fast. That's what the Bible says. He starts off by saying people sneer by saying, oh, I've heard this before. And I'm sure people can sneer. Although if you say emphatically that we are in the last days and you declare that Jesus is coming soon and then he doesn't, you kind of deserve being sneered at. You put yourself out there and predicted the near future. You deserve sneering when you're wrong. If you're going to make such a bold claim, don't be surprised when it fails that people don't respect you. No one is forcing you to say that. Now, I'm not sneering. I'm just going to say the truth. It's a fact. People have been saying that for thousands of years. I have quotes from the 600s that sound just like YouTube videos today. Wow, with all the earthquakes and wars and famine, it can't be long before Jesus comes back. Same exact thing that they say today. So it isn't sneering, it's truth. I know the truth doesn't make you happy. I know it's inconvenient to the Rapture channels. They can't run away from it, though. But the funny thing is they also can't stop promising the same thing over and over and over again. It's the drug their audience wants. It's the drug they want. They all want to take this drug together in a big circle. Let's all have a great time, entertaining ourselves, having some fun, right? That's what this is about. This is about fun and excitement and fantasy and escapism. We don't like the world. We don't like the sin in the world. They never talk about their own sin, but it's always the wicked world around us. And, you know, I'm tired and oh, I'm in pain. And yes, we're all in pain. We're all tired. But they seem to think that they deserve to get out of here, unlike the rest of humanity and unlike the rest of people who lived for the last 2,000 years. This generation thinks they deserve to get out of here. And so fantasizing about it makes them feel better for a second. They can't get away from the fact that they preach constantly and promise daily, sometimes hourly, getting out of here soon, getting out of here soon. And they mean it from the human perspective, not God's perspective that 2,000 years is a blink of an eye. And not even from the perspective that this guy just said. If they tried to tell their audience, well, it's going to be 5 years before the rapture. But don't worry, that's a blink of an eye. Right? I mean, think about 5 years ago in your life. Wasn't that just a blink of an eye? If they tried to do that, the audience would leave them. Well, first the audience would complain, sit there on their chat and say, oh man, I don't want to hear that. Quit saying that. All exclamation points, and then leave them and stop watching. In fact, they might even make videos declaring those people to be wrong. Like, I'll show you one.
Den here from Den Warren, or from Watchman Den channel. When you have a Watchman channel, you have to know the Bible prophecies, and you have to know current events. So if you have a Watchman channel and you say the rapture is 4 years away, you tell somebody that now, I'd say that, like they told one of our listeners on another channel, I say that's a little irresponsible.
Right, see, it's irresponsible to say something like that. Interesting. What I think is that you say stuff like that, you're going to lose your audience. They want you to promise a soon rapture, and soon is defined as weeks or months away at the most. And if you don't do that, no one's going to watch you. And then when it fails, you got to come back around and pretend like time is meaningless. Soon doesn't mean anything. God doesn't operate in the same time frames as we operate in. Interesting, because you wouldn't say that before you're promising everything is soon. This is the single sticking point with the channels, the single most irritating thing to people like me who are just using basic logic. And it drives all of their content, and it drives all of their audience. Think about it. Tell me I'm wrong.